All right, so I think we'll just get started. Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Uh, we are here today to honor the life of Renee Nicole Good and so many more whose lives have been taken due to ICE violence. So we really appreciate all of you being here. And so the way this will work is I'm going to say her name and others, and I want you to repeat after me. Okay, Renee Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. Silverio. Silverio. We remember. We remember. Now they try to erase name, to reduce lives, to case numbers and reports. But today we speak them out loud. Together, let's repeat. You can kill the messenger. You cannot kill the truth. You can kill the messenger, but you cannot kill the truth. Now it is time to take it just a few minutes to light candles. Again, if you don't have a candle, please step up and grab one if you like. And as we light these candles, we do so with heavy hearts and steady resolve. So please light a candle in honor of Renee and so many more whose lives have been lost to ICE brutality. We light these candles and not only to mourn, but to promise. Now, together, let's say, their struggle did not end with them. Their struggle did not end with them. Each flames here represent a life taken too soon, a family forever changed, a community forced to grieve what never should have been lost. Now let these candles remind us, even in the face of cruelty, our humanity still burns. With that said, please let's take a moment of silence. This moment of silence, we honor Renee Nicole Good, Silverio, and the many others whose names we may not know. But we know those lives matter deeply. So right now we'll gather here not just in grief, but in truth. We gather to say clearly and without apology what is happening under ICE enforcement is violence. It is trauma, and it is stealing lives. This vigil is is an act of remembrance, but also an act of resistance. And we thank all of you for being here. With that said, I'd like to pass the mic to Liz Sweet to say some remarks.
Thank you, Maroni. For anyone that does not know, my name is Liz Sweet. I'm Mira's executive director, and we all are gathered here today in solidarity in the face of this tragedy. Each death that we named and those that you see in front of you is a tragedy that could have been avoided. We want to begin by expressing our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and community members who have lost loved ones to ICE's violence. Mira has long called for the administration to remove ICE agents from our neighborhoods, and we reiterate that cry today. ICE agents are not making our community safer. In fact, these countless acts of reckless violence make all of us less safe. This senseless tragedy could have been avoided and reminds us that ICE has no place in our communities. We call for the removal of ICE agents from our communities. Their violence and terror does not make our communities safer. These deaths do not make any of us safer. If we want true safety in our communities, we must reject the deportations, the raids, and the terror that ICE is inflicting on communities. We call upon all of our legislators at all levels to respond to this moment and stand up to protect communities in Minnesota, to protect communities here in Massachusetts, to protect all of us. We call for limits on ICE's actions and accountability for this tragic death. This tragedy must be investigated, and those responsible must be held accountable. Thank you all for being here. Your presence here means that we all today gather in solidarity. We gather with so many others around the country having similar vigils, so many others who are demanding justice for these lives that have been lost. We stand in solidarity with those who mourn for the victims. And we stand here resilient, saying that we will continue to stand up against all of this injustice as long as necessary. Thank you so much for being here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and call up our representative from the governor's office, Marconi, if you want to come up and say a few words from the administration.
Thank you, Liz. Hello, everyone. My name is Marconi Almeida Barros. I'm a proud immigrant originally from Brazil, but also a proud naturalized U.S. citizen. I serve as Deputy Chief of Staff for Governor Healy, and I'm here on her behalf, who could not be here with us, but I want to share a message that she sent to all of us. We are here to mourn the life of Renee Good and so many others. Renee, a mother of three, a poet, a writer. Our hearts are with her loved ones, especially her children in the Mineappolis community. We are also here in support of our immigrant communities. The tactics we are seeing from ICE across the country, in Massachusetts and across the country, makes us all less safe. They are going after members of our communities who live here, work here, have families here, and far too often there are tragic consequences. I want to thank everyone who is making their voices heard peacefully across our state, and I want our immigrant communities to know that I stand with them. Thank you so much.
So I'm gonna next call up Jeremy Burton from the JCRC to add a few remarks. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you, Mira, for organizing this. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeremy Burton. I'm CEO of the Jewish Community Relations Council, which is the largest and broadest collective voice of Jewish organizations across Greater Boston. I'm here with all of you to join together in extending our sympathy and our pain and our prayers to the family of Renee Good. This didn't need to happen. It should not have happened. And I'm here today because we know, as you know, that these actions in our neighborhoods, this presence in our communities, is not making any of us safer. And we are going to stand, we continue to stand with you, with our neighbors, with our partners and allies, with Mira, and all of the other communities who understand that in Greater Boston, to say we must do what is necessary to make sure that all of us are safe, because without that, none of us are safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. And we'd like to call up the head of our Office for Refugees and Immigrants, Christina.
Thank you, Liz. It is unfortunate that we're gathered here for these circumstances when we should be gathering here to lift up the incredible contributions of immigrants and refugees and support them in the way in which they support every single one of our communities all across the state. And I'm here in solidarity with the families of the individuals that unfortunately were taken too soon by actions that should have never happened in this country. I want to make sure that we all continue to join forces and voices in lifting up the realities that our immigrant families are going through right now. I think that we, at the Office for Refugees and Immigrants, when we proudly work to serve with so many community-based organizations, immigrants and refugees that come here to bring opportunities to all of us, to open actual doors to many of their family members in order to ensure that their communities feel their contribution and feel the power of their love and their talent. We want to make sure that that is retributed back to them in the form of support, of solidarity, and of standing up for what is right. I'm originally from Venezuela, and you can imagine how complex things are. And I think that one of the things that I want to take away of all of this is the similarities in actions of authoritarians that do not value lives and that are not making sure that our communities are safer. This does not make our communities safer, and immigrants make our communities safer. So let's stick together and make sure that the voices of the families that lost their loved ones, the voices of immigrants that are going through this impact of ICE in our communities are lifted, and that we stand together to say, this is not right, this is not okay. We're never going to normalize something that is absolutely not normal and that needs to end now. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. And now I'll call another Christina from the Brazilian Worker Center.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everybody, and Mira for bringing us all together here in solidarity. We are all here. My name is Christina Brinkerhoff. I am the president of the Brazilian Worker Center, president of the board of the Brazilian Worker Center. And we are here in solidarity, but we are all here because we are enraged. We are angry, right? And that's a normal feeling. This is something that's normal for us to be feeling in this moment, like rage, anger. That's all coming, like it's all bubbling up, and it's normal. It's a normal feeling to be feeling, and we need to put that towards action, to put that towards building the place that we want to build, and to put that towards keeping each other safe. I am also an immigrant. I am an immigrant from Brazil. I am an American citizen, and I'm putting my citizenship here to action, right? Like I am putting my face up for, I'm putting myself up here because I am a citizen, and that's a big privilege. And I'm also a mother, just like Renee was, just like Silverio was. And we need not to forget that, not to forget our privilege, forget that we are here on behalf of people that don't have any privilege, on behalf of people that are like very vulnerable right now. And we need to be here for our communities, for our vulnerable communities that need us right now more than ever. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and we keep each other safe.
Thank you, Christina. And we were honored to soon have Senator Markey joining us to give some remarks. But while we wait for him to get here, I just want to say that while we're here to mourn the lives of the folks we've lost, just want to remind our state leaders that Massachusetts is not immune to what happened in Minneapolis. And so what happened in Minneapolis could happen here. And so we're calling on our state leaders to do something, to take action. And so I think it's really nice to hear, to see some of the statements, to get prayers, but prayers and statements is not enough. So we want some action. And one of the things that we can do as a state right now is making sure that we do not give our law enforcement the power to carry what ICE is doing. So we have to make sure that we do not sign any 287G agreement in the state. So that's one thing that we can do right now. So again, statements and prayers are not enough. We need action. That said, while we wait for the senator, is if anybody wants to step up, give some remark, please come up. If you can keep your remarks just briefly, we'd appreciate it. Thank you so much.
To follow up on the previous speaker, we want bold executive action right now to protect Massachusetts. What we're looking for is to keep Massachusetts safe from federal action, to prevent state resources from being used to enforce civil immigration, and we want a Truth and Justice Commission. Our executive has the capacity to resist this federal enforcement. Thank you.
Thank you.
And one very specific thing, the Safe Communities Act, which Mira has supported for years, is still bottled up in committee. We would ask the governor to use her enormous political capital to lean on the leaders in the legislature to get us the Safe Communities Act.
Thank you. Now, say her name. Renee Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. We remember. We resist. And we will rise. Anybody else wants to say something?
My name is Ron. I just want to point out that this is the state that drove the slave catchers out of the states. They were afraid to ever come back here in the 1840s and 50s, and that was done partly through legal strategies and lawsuits, and it was done partly by mass action.
Thank you. So repeat after me, please. They tried to silence one, but they awakened thousands. They tried to bury the truth, but today we carry it together. May we leave this space changed with hearts and remember voices that refuse to be quiet.
Voices that refuse to be quiet.
And a commitment to fight for a world where no one is hunted, detained, or killed for simply existing.
Or detained or killed for simply.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. And as you leave here today, call your state representative. Let's call on our state leaders to do do something. Thanks again for being here. Unfortunately, the senator is not going to make it on time, but we know that he stands in solidarity with us, with immigrant communities, and those whose lives we have lost. Thank you again for being here.